Hey guys, it's Blake Milstead back with another CTE podcast. I'm here with
Timmy Omitamu,
Alex King,
Caleb Toon.
And we actually have a treat for you. We're going to be interviewing Dr. B today.
and in this podcast interview, we're going to be covering what new things are coming to CTE. So maybe new courses that we're looking forward to adding in the future, along with how the current implementation of the courses now have helped students figure out a career path in that area.
And this is actually a two-part podcast, and today we're bringing you part one. Part two will be released next week. So with that being said, enjoy part one.
And we just kind of want to know, like, if you have any future plans with CTE and, like, any, like, classes that are going to be added, or, like, if there's going to be, like, a transition or anything. And
So our immediate plans, depending on staffing, when I get teacher numbers and staffing for next year, I'd like to add another engineering teacher. Miss Austin actually is engineering up here.
Right.
And the issue, the reason there's a lot of demand for engineering.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we had so much demand that our first level engineering classes are full.
Wow.
Well, to be able to offer second level engineering classes, I need another teacher to be able to offer those.
Okay.
Or we're going to have to cut back on how many people we can have in first level next year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of our focus there. If I have another CTE program to add right now,
Okay.
it would be that second engineering teacher, which would lean more heavily towards electronics and robotics.
Okay.
Okay.
And would that also focus on, like, having, like, a second level class? Is that what
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to have more people be able to take those classes.
Yes, because we had a lot of demand this year for engineering, and we just didn't have enough slots to put them in. So we had kids that wanted engineering, just couldn't get it.
Okay.
Okay. So I anticipate that to be next year. And Miss Austin's such a fabulous teacher.
Right, yeah.
That people want to be in her class,
Mhm.
right? So not only is it something they like to do, but it's a teacher they love to be around.
Right.
I know construction was like a really popular
Mm-hmm.
choice this year. Like a lot of people have enjoyed it. Are there any plans to like expand that route?
We won't expand that yet.
Okay.
Okay. Depending on our numbers in the future, we'll look at expanding.
Okay.
But right now, we probably won't expand. We won't expand anything over there right now. Our first priority, if I get more teachers, depending on the amount of teachers I get, my first priority would be the engineering teacher.
Okay.
Second priority would be adding probably another social studies teacher because of the amount of electives in the social studies classroom. And then third priority, we're looking at whether we need to add another science teacher or English, or do we need to add another option somewhere else.
Okay.
Okay. We could always use another health science ed teacher, right, as we expand the nursing program and the physical therapy route, the sports health route. We can always expand that program. There's a lot of demand for that too. So we're just waiting to see what it looks like.
Right. So with like the expansion of all these like great programs in CTE, what's the main purpose behind you wanting to like expand that department? Do you feel like it's a very important, crucial department, like besides like the core classes?
I know. I think it is, but I also think there's a couple things. There was a population here, first of all, that was really underserved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is a great school, and a lot of AP classes, a lot of honors level classes, those type of things, and what we call academic electives.
Right.
Psych, Soc, an academic elective. Americans at War, which, those classes I love to see and offer, right? Those are really good classes, are academic electives. Those are ones that you sit in the desk, you take your notes, you write your papers, you create the PowerPoints, whatever you do in that class, right?
Right.
But there's a lot of our kids, and they're everywhere, that's torture too, right? Like an elective where you're sitting another 90 minutes sitting in a classroom, not learning a skill, but learning information. It's good information.
Right.
But it's like you might as well be searing their eyeballs out with hot pokers.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's torture.
Right.
They need to get their hands dirty. They need to be up and moving. They need to do things and create and build. And that's where we start talking about all the programs we offered and put back in place with the engineering program, the construction, and the ag science program. They're all programs where kids are actually physically doing something with their hands.
Right.
There's a creation aspect there to them, right? There's great knowledge. You're still learning a lot of academic knowledge, but you're actually building something. You're actually doing something. So it's that kinesthetic learner that we wanted to make sure we had a place for. So that was kind of part of as we looked at what programs to offer and how to expand that. There was a population here that was underserved. I say that, and those could be at AP Kids too.
Mhm.
You know, a student could be in AP Physics and say, I want to go do construction, right? Because they maybe want to become a construction manager or a mechanical engineer.
Right.
Well, you know, they love building things with their hands already, but they're really on the engineering aspect of that. So they like the math and science part of it, but they also want to do the hands-on part of that.
Right.
So it really goes for everybody to be in there. You know, with health, with ag science, we did it. We hired a vet tech instead of what you would consider maybe a typical ag science teacher. So a vet tech gives me, and the reason I jumped at the aspect of getting a vet tech was if somebody wants to go into veterinary medicine to take our small animal science class. You know, you took an ag science and then you take small animals. That's pretty good. I mean, you get a lot of knowledge there about small animal husbandry and everything else right there, right? So I think that's it leads towards, so you can have somebody that really wants to go into medicine or veterinary science and say, that class is something I want to be in.
Right.
So that's kind of, as we looked at expanding, that's how we did that.
Okay.